All right, Eric, I think I need some help.
What's up, buddy?
You ever wake up and you're just not feeling like yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up this morning. I wasn't feeling like myself. I had, like, somebody else's clothes on.
Yeah? You think that might be the work of an enemy stand?
I think it is. Everybody, welcome back to the JojoLands podcast.
It was actually me, people. I did that.
Whoa,
What,
shadow people?
You weren't supposed to hear that. Yeah.
What is this podcast called again?
Oh, it's something about Thunder Cross Split Cross.
Yeah.
Crossplay.
Yeah, I like that one. The
Welcome
Thunder
back to the-
Cross.
Yeah, welcome back to the Thunder Cross Split Cast. We're the only JoJo podcast that cares about our listeners. That is a fact, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that.
We could just say anything and call anything a fact, and people don't research it. They just believe it.
I could say anything and just say, "Don't quote me on that."
It's just safe. It's
safe.
legal. It's don't quote me on that. You're free of all legal responsibility.
The only JoJo cast that wear pants when they're talking about JoJo.
Yeah. Usually, other JoJo casts wear shorts.
I don't know. Well, let's talk about the news chapter.
Oh man! All right. So, was this chapter 12?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Well, what episode are we?
I'm pretty sure this is chapter 12. Yep. And the title of this chapter is His Name is CharmingMan.
Is it his name?
That's his name. And they have this really lovely picture of him hanging out with the group.
Dude, I accidentally closed out the app I was reading JoJo on. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'll get it there soon, guys.
Oh my god. That's not the work of an enemy stand, people. Eric's just
That's-
fumbling his thumbs around on his phone.
That's the work of autism.
That's the worst stand of all.
It's
The weakest stand.
It's
is
a
the
shared
one-
stand.
Yes, that's right. It's like Survivor, except it gives everybody mental issues.
that's even Dio was afraid of that stand.
Keep it away.
Give it away. That guy
Poochie.
I can't believe that guy went around the world recruiting stand users, but when he got to he was like, pedophile, gorilla, okay. Couple of blind dudes, all right. A baby, sure. A fucking survivor, stay away from that. I don't want that.
So
It's not named after a tarot card or anything.
yeah. What's a big deal with that one? Let me ask you this, Eric. Did all those enemy stand users get their stands from Poochie's stand disc, or did he get those stands by shooting them with the arrow?
Wait, Poochie?
No. Dio's minions.
I think some of them were arrows, and some of them they just went and find.
Do you think any of them were Poochie CDs?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe it's possible. It's that's pretty interesting to think about. Like
But
Poochie helping recruit.
There were
stand
CDs in the
users.
1982?
That's an inconsistency of JoJo that I don't like. Is that in the 80s with the flashback with Poochie, like he's obviously has like disc using the disc stand.
Right.
I thought it would have been cool if it was like a cassette tape. Like
Like-
imagine a cassette tape coming out of Dio's head. I'm like, that's lore accurate.
Because I think they had CDs in the 80s, but
Yeah.
they became more popular in the 90s, right?
This was before Stardust Crusaders, like a couple years before it, so like 85 or 84.
Yeah.
So I don't know if CDs
But
are out.
guess what Joseph Joestar's listening to?
A cassette tape.
In a Sony Walkman. You know what he's listening to? He's listening to the Beatles.
Yeah, dude, he has good taste because he's old.
Oh my gosh. Stay tuned for our Beatles podcast where we reference Obla Di Obla Da.
Yeah, we try to find all the Beatles references in JoJo. Actually, that should be a good.
That would be a good episode, right?
Yeah, a good segment for an episode.
Well, here, So Charming Man obviously is a reference to This Charming Man by the Smiths. That's a
Never heard of it before.
well,
Well, you put it on earlier.
I did. When Eric was reading the chapter earlier, we put it on and he got to hear it for the first time.
Yeah, and I was putting that guy's singing voice and making it this new guy's voice. So he was like singing every
Give
word.
me the lava rock.
Yeah.
I needed to save my little bro.
Oh, I bet Jojo could relate to him. Like, you have a brother that looks like a girl too? Yo!
Nikki.
Nikki.
My favorite gender are the big like gang buffoons who yell "Aniki" like that,
like Pesci. He says
like
that.
Pesci,
Aniki.
like the people from Fist of the North Star.
Just any like
Anybody
gangster,
who's
like,
the
Japanese
people from the
gangster.
Yakuza games or the Like a Dragon games.
anyone above you is your Aniki.
Aniki. Yeah, that's good.
So should we talk about this?
Yeah,
this episode.
yeah.
That's a
So
podcast.
I like how the chapter starts off like when we're just info dumping right now, which Araki likes to do sometimes.
Oh yeah, a little. Let me give you. Let this guy give you a couple of lore history on the Hawaii again about something about these mountains and the. Oh yeah, they're talking about the mountains, their peak levels. Which one's the biggest mountain? Also, there's no water flow. I guess is that true? I don't even know if that's true. Is that true about Hawaii?
Look, I don't think Araki would lie about places that are
Rocky
real.
would never lie to us.
Yeah, like he wouldn't like tell us that Josuke went back in time to save himself.
He didn't forget that stands are like intangible beings that can phase through things.
Yeah, that people, yeah, they can get real small for no reason.
Yeah, that's always weirded out. It's always like questioned me, like because later in stand fights you see stands get stuck inside like a room or in an object. It's like you guys are fucking ghosts.
Yeah, hold on. I thought Star Platinum like grabbed Jotaro like a bicycle from down the street. Like,
Yeah, remember that? His whole person cell was filled
Yeah,
with
guitars.
shit, but his meters only were like right in front of him. So I maybe I don't know, maybe because the stand wasn't fully like developed yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just chalking it up as that. I don't want to like deep dive into it.
yeah,
I
it's
don't want to hurt my brain.
well, you know.
I just assume there's an explanation.
Also, can we talk about how the fact that like they were in the middle of an action sequence last chapter, and then Araki's just like, we don't need to draw that. We don't need to draw like the how that came to like be solved.
Yeah, it was more like they got the enemy in a situation where they can beat him, and then Jody was all like, "Wait, we don't beat him up. They join us." And then the next chapter immediately opens up with a guy part of their crew. Well, first you get like a flashback of this guy, CharmingMan,
With his brother.
with his brother,
They're biking up a volcano for some reason.
because that's what Hawaiian people do.
Oh, because so his brother's name is Mauka? Mauka?
Maka, Mocha. Oh yeah. Why don't you have a name like Charming Man?
Because he's probably not a stand user.
Implying that stand users automatically have weird names when they're born.
We don't know the name of his stand yet.
So this guy goes bicycle riding with his bro, but his bro fell down a hole.
Dude,
During
it's
bicycle.
like he got sucked like right off of his bicycle. Like,
Wow, that kind of reminds you of a certain radio of last part.
Radio Gugu?
Radio Guga.
Guga?
Yeah, if you guys
Gaga,
remember
gaga?
the dreaded street railing, well, road railing that eats people.
Yeah, that rock insect.
Is it confirmed that it's a rock thing? Because I'm pretty sure it's a rock thing.
I'm pretty sure that thing was a rock
It has to be.
animal or insect or something like that. I
a
don't
rock.
think it's a stand. Because later it showed Toru just hanging out in the fields, cultivating shit.
Yeah.
I think it was just like a guard dog.
Yeah.
Why do we always talk about part 8 in this episode?
You're the one who loves part 8. You're the one who brings it up all the time.
Look, it is directly correlated to part 9 of the JojoLands by every single definition of every single
it
panel.
is a direct sequel to
It is-
JojoLands.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
What else is there? Oh yeah. So yeah, his brother gets sucked in a rock, which I assume like a hole with
Yeah.
water flowing in it. He just saw like his body get like parts of his body get washed away, and I'm assuming that's just a rock human, a rock creature.
Yeah. Yeah, you see his like 2 legs.
Gets switched away.
Yeah. And they're like lava holes or whatever he
That's
calls them.
sad.
This reminds me of the part 5 stand where they're on the boat and they're getting like
Deflated.
and brought into
Yeah.
but now it could be the stand of the volcano.
You know, oh my God. Can you imagine the antagonist because it's a rock human, a volcano, a volcano rock person? Jesus Christ.
An obsidian like rock person.
Yeah, and he starts singing like a song like in that one Pixar short. Does anyone remember that? Okay. It was a
I
volcano.
love you, and you know you will too.
That's not. It was a volcano who was falling in love with another volcano.
Yeah. Someday soon.
Someday
you'll
I'll
see
erupt.
me too. This in the earth and the sun.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Pixar always has great music.
Yep. And then he says
s-
lava.
So, Jojo is talking to CharmingMan because they defeated him.
Yeah.
And basic JoJo law is that
Well, they're at the airport.
if you defeat an enemy, they either become friends or,
Yep, they're
or
just
they
hanging
die.
out with each other. What's this guy's outfit like? He's got a.
You try.
It's like an interesting onesie. He's got some
he's got
knee
a bow,
pads.
he's got a bow on his chest.
He's got a bow.
It's like a fun thing about JoJo. Let's try to figure out what kind of outfit they're wearing.
Yeah.
And you know, I respect cosplayers because they always usually get it down pretty well.
I like how Jodio's like, so what you been listening to, huh? He's like, SIA, her, and SZA.
Do you know those bands?
They are all women.
Oh,
Those are just like 3 women.
okay.
Yeah.
What a weird specific thing that this guy is like into artist with 3-letter names.
Yeah, he's like, well, I always get them mixed up, but they're all good.
A Rocky, you always gotta, you always gotta make it something, I guess.
You know, I appreciate the
There's gotta be a theme.
So this is probably happening like right now with these modern references.
Are they? Oh, so these are all modern artists.
Yeah, I think her just won a Grammy.
Whoa! Congratulations.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, what are you doing?
Yeah, you know,
You're a famous person. What are you doing listening to JoJo?
well, you know, with the call out like that.
So Jodio's getting along with this guy
Yeah.
pretty well, but Paco, I think he's still a little
He's like, why don't you fucking talk to him about real shit?
yeah, he's still a little on the fence, but they're joining forces. So this is I know last episode I complained like, oh, another character added to the crew. I always hate that. Feels like a crew's getting too crowded with too many characters you got to focus on. But I hope this guy's okay. This guy's okay so far.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of happy that things are just progressing.
Yeah,
yes.
they finally got that diamond returned. Oh, that's later on. That's spoilers.
Yeah, but I like how they talk about it. They're like, what do you want for the lava rock? And he's like, well, I was hanging out with Mr. Rohan Kishibe, and he was also there, and all of a sudden, like Dragona and fucking Usagi are like looking for like a gift for about $30 to like bring back to their somebody
Their mom. Dragona's mom.
Yeah, that's
So here comes
right.
this guy, classic American trope of a guy with a big trench coat, like opening up his fucking trench and be like, hey, you guys want to buy something from over here? And guess what's in that fucking trench coat but the fucking watch that they were trying to steal for the past 5 chapters.
Oh, and
It's
if you
back
look,
again.
and if you look closely, they also have the diamond studded Furby as appears as in Uncut Gems.
Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm lying.
Oh my! I'm about to say like it's a little detail of a Furby. That'll be funny. I would like that.
Yeah. So they like start like complaining. They're like haggling down. He's like, "Fine, you can have it for $30."
They weren't even haggling. They were just all like, "Wait a minute, isn't that our thing?" And he keeps lowering down the price or something like that. But they get it back.
Yeah.
They bought it for $30. And where are they going? They go. Oh yeah, they're finally leaving that island.
Mhm.
I thought that whole arc was going to be based in. I thought this whole part was going to be based in that island.
Oh my gosh, no, they're going back home.
Yeah, now they're going back home to the other Hawaii island, where they can turn in the diamond.
Yep.
We go back to the flashback with CharmingMan, and we find out that the cops the cops aren't even going to help him find his brother.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we got dirt on you too. So,
Well, the guy over there is just telling him like, hey man, you have like a crime history. If you push this any further, you will be the prime suspect. Just fucked up, but that's kind of how American like if you don't know, that's how American judicial system works. Even if you call in the missing person, you will still be a prime suspect.
yes, an Amazon Prime subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. They're just arguing. I kind of like this dude's design.
He kind of reminds
looks,
me of Tomagashi from Part 4, how short he is. And weirdly shaped his body. He's shaped like a fucking bell.
Dude, he is shaped like a bell. I mean, look, his jacket's too big, wide for him.
I can't wait to see this in the anime. I wonder how tall he's gonna be.
Yeah, you see you guys in like 12 years for that.
Oh man.
Speaking of, I heard that Steel Ball runs in pre-production.
Wow,
Just a little rumor, but
they're digitizing all these horses into the Tron world.
I would watch 3D JoJo. JoJo looks good in the video games.
Yeah, but it has to be good animated.
I
there's
agree.
a part like the thing is about 3D anime. They're gonna look like rag dolls being tossed around if not done right.
Also, can you please make it more than like 12 frames a fucking second? That's why I refused to watch Ruby when it first started, because that thing was like so choppy and slow the way they moved.
Well, yeah, but it was like a first thing. It was really low production, and I think the fan base just hypes up Ruby to be like this great show, and then when people watch it, they're like, "What is this choppy video game?"
But
physics?
they redid it though.
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah. I heard. I know you're a fan of Ruby.
Kinda. Not really, but I kind of like the first couple of seasons.
Okay. All right.
just even back then I was all like, this story's kind of meh, but it's like one of those things where I like the characters, so that's why I follow it. For a point, it gets to a point where the story gets a little too like not my thing that the characters can't even hold it up.
Oof, we hate that.
Yeah,
but you know who does good 3D anime?
Don't say Berserk. Don't say Berserk.
I was gonna say Trigun Stampede.
I never watched that.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch an episode of it. That shit was.
I remember I tried
amazing.
watching Trigun, and I was like, this might be my thing. And then Trigun opens his mouth, and he's that goofy anime guy that eats a lot. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't my shit. I turned it off immediately.
Mr. Trigun.
It's like
Vash Trigun.
I was so down to get into it because I was liking everything about it until he opened his fucking mouth, and I was like, you're just every anime character.
Trigun
ever.
Stampede is like a reimagining, like retelling / sequel. And it is pretty damn good.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Also, anyway, we'll at least be getting the Steel Ball Run manga next year. With the way
is it really that next year? Or what?
Well, if they keep releasing 2 volumes, they're 2-in-1s of Part 6 every other month, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna get. There's going to be 9 volumes because they have like the same amount of volumes as Part 5.
Okay.
And if they just continue with that schedule, we'll have the first Part 7 book in English, like, I think sometime in spring next year.
All right. That's pretty good. I like that. I can't wait.
Me too.
I remember when I just was like speed through when the first time I was getting to JoJo, I just sped right through Part 5 and 6 just to get to 7.
Oh my god, I skipped Part 5 and 6.
We call that a party foul.
No,
Kyle.
I read Part 5. I skipped Part 6, and then I read Part 7, and I was like, I don't care about this prison shit. I'm gonna just.
I cared about that prison shit. The only problem was that the plot started going out of. It was like out of all the JoJo parts, that was the most wonky, wacky, like, storytelling out of all. Rocky's storytelling abilities was waning around that part.
Wait, Well, I mean, it's a good thing he did a fresh start because Part 7's a fucking masterpiece, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's a
It's pretty
JoJo
good.
masterpiece.
It's not my favorite JoJo part, but
Well, he says I like the JoJo parts with the secret societies.
I want the
with the
humming.
SS.
No, that's because I worry DC because they have a lot of SS groups in DC.
I
That's
remember in
I-
part 2, reading part 2, you just open up. They're talking about Stroheim, and then you just they're like, oh yeah, they're Nazis, and you open up and there's a giant double page spread
funny. Of Nazis
of
marching.
Nazisms like marching.
Nazis marching with
I'm
the
like,
Sikh Isles.
yo,
And there's a picture of Hitler that Araki drew in there. It's
Yeah.
like Araki. I also like how like in the manga, like or in the Japanese version, he's specifically called like a Nazi, like the SS soldier. But like if you read the American versions, he's not a Nazi. He's a Firman. I forgot. It's a German word for soldier. So he's not an actual Nazi because it's two different things during the German military.
Oh,
You got
interesting.
the SS, that's the Nazis, and then the common German soldier. He was presented as a German soldier in the American versions, but you see his outfit and you see the SS on there, and you can't fucking fool me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting. Part 2 is a really good part. I will
So many good characters.
It's a perfect sequel to Part 1.
I think my biggest gripe with Part 7 is like I'm not that big of a fan of Johnny, but Johnny does pair well with Gyro, so it kind of that makes it better.
Yeah,
But
they do
Johnny
work
has
well
his own-
together.
Johnny has his own character. He is a good, fascinating character. I just think he is like the weakest JoJo out of all of them so far, not counting Jojo, but we're still getting used to him.
You know, that's an interesting take. The weakest like the weakest character, not in terms of strength, but as in terms of like just
How they are written. Like to me,
Like
how
how
they're
he's
written,
written.
by themselves. Johnny's down there, but he pairs well with Gyro, and that's what makes him good.
I like how they closed out his story in Part 8.
Oh yeah, when he fucking
And-
dies.
Yeah, when he fucking dies.
Oh yeah, that was great. That was a good.
Yeah. You know, some people haven't read Part 8, so they wouldn't know the
Well, if
ending
you're
to Steel
reading,
Ball Run.
if you're watching if you're listening to a Part 9 podcast, I'm going to assume you read Part 8. So
Do you know how small that makes our audience? Like,
yeah, you're right. Nobody reads JoJo except hardcore JoJo
I'm pretty sure
fans.
nobody listens to this podcast either because nobody leaves comments. Well, actually, we did get one awesome comment by a
Oh,
guy
yeah.
on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I forget his name, but he said, "You guys gotta temper your expectations, man."
Oh, is he talking about me? Because I
he-
know I shit a lot about Part 9.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you talking about? I've been reading JoJo since you were in fucking diapers. Now, just kidding.
Oh my
But-
god! Our one person who's interacting with us, you're gonna scare him off.
No, I appreciate your input. You're right. Maybe I am being too hard on Part 9.
Well, it's still the beginning. We still have another few years.
but those are
before...
my raw emotions. I'm telling you about Part 9 as I'm
You
reading
want
it.
him to lie? You want him to lie, steal, cheat like the devil? We can't have that. This is a good.
I'm not a liar, right?
Oh Lord!
But-
you want to get back to this chapter?
Oh yeah, we're almost done anyways. They take the diamond back to Mary Lee.
But
their
hold on, they
leader.
show Rohan dropping a bunch of money on the fucking.
Oh yeah, Charming Man was stalking. So Charming Man doesn't really work for this evil organization that Rohan was like hinting. I'm pretty sure he was hinting to it. Some bad people. are coming
Yeah,
after
some
him.
other force.
But
or
this
whatever.
this guy isn't working for that because for this group, he's actually his own independent person. He just saw Rohan investigating the area where he lost his brother and thought this rock that he picked up is gonna link him to finding his brother.
Yep.
So that's why Charming Man's here. Great name. I kind of like his design. I can get rid of Paco and take Charming Man. is that a hot take?
No, Paco's great. I like Paco.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's great.
I like his I like how Araki named the chapter the Hustle Part 1, the Hustle Part 2, and he probably changed his mind on how things were gonna go because he did not activate the hustle at all
Oh yeah, it did.
in the second chapter.
Oh, he didn't. Oh yeah, that's right.
No.
He just
It's probably gonna be a case where the volume is gonna come out and the chapter is gonna be called something different.
Classic Araki.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, like you
He's
said.
pulling a George Lucas on us.
Oh, episode 3. No, it was Revenge of the Jedi, right?
Revenge of the Sith.
No, it was originally going to be called Revenge of the Jedi, like part 6.
No,
episode 6. But then he said, no, it's not like a Jedi. We call it Return of the Jedi.
Jedis are too nice. They don't get revenge, so they're just returning.
They are just
they're the good guys.
Jedi are good guys. They're not religious zealots at all.
Not at all. Not at all, Jedi. George Lucas. So he sees Rohan picks a rock, and that is the whole reason why CharmingMan's on this journey. But they go back to present time. They give the diamond to their boss lady, and well, let's see.
She's like, well, if y'all didn't show back up here and you got the $6 million diamond, and then you also took other stuff, but that's okay, I guess.
So she's suspicious because there hasn't been any news outlets about a famous diamond being stolen. So they tell the truth about, hey, we were kind of given this diamond and it has this secret power, and it ends with her seeing this lava rock. This diamond move, and she figures out, hey, I think I know how to make this work.
She puts the diamond into the safe.
And the next thing you know,
and then they're like, look under your hands.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, that fucked us up too, Meryl Lee or
Meryl May Q.
Is there a Q in there?
Yeah, when they
oh my gosh, she's the Susie Q. She's the Susie Q of this universe.
No way.
That'll be fucking funny.
Yeah.
I saw a comic, like a fan comic earlier, where it was Jojo hanging out with Giorno, and then Mista hanging out with Dragona, and apparently it's a fan thing that Dragona is like Steel Ball Run Mista, and that makes kind of sense, but I don't see the correlations to that.
Well, not every character has to have a 1-to-1.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, there are obviously like the roles that people fulfill in certain teams.
Like, I think it would be kind of neat if that was Mista, but I think I want to see more like comparisons.
Well, let's see how many times Dragona like injures themselves,
gets shot by his own stand.
Yeah. And then we see the end of the chapter, and
that was it.
You see CharmingMan outside
Looking
holding
sad.
onto the lava rock.
So what do you think of that chapter?
I kind of appreciate the fact that Araki decided to fast forward time a little bit and just let us assume that like they talked things out.
Instead of seeing the end of that stand fight, we just assumed that they won already.
Yeah.
They looked like they were winning, so let's just cut to the chase.
It does kind of seem that Araki kind of changed his mind, like what he was going to draw.
It does. I mean, Araki's always been like that. He's always making changes, or like changing his mind during writing, which is okay. I think it's good.
This is also, I think, one of the shorter chapters. It's 35 pages, 34 pages, something like that.
Is it usually 50, right?
It's usually between like 45 to 55, something like that.
That's fine.
I think there's even like a 60-page chapter. Like,
I love seinen.
Tell me about it, right?
You wait longer, but you get a big chapter. You get
a big chapter, yeah. Oh, that's
But yeah, I like how plot is moving forward, even though I still don't know where this is going. It's still like, hey, we got a lava rock and it can attract money, and like we still haven't known what exactly this is going to lead up to, but it's just characters confirming that this rock does attract money.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
right.
Now we're finally at a woman who can probably figure out what to do with this lava rock.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Someone's got to know.
This was Oda writing this, dude. That fucking, we'd be out of this. We'd be already doing something with this lava rock right now.
Can you imagine, Luffy? I can't pick it up.
It'll probably be like one chapter explaining what it does, and then that's it. Then the next one is like, all right, let's fuck around with this item. But I don't know. It's not nice to compare mangaka with each other. Everyone
they all
has
have
their
different
own
writing styles.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm just playing around. Araki, I know you have something mixing in that little demonic head of yours. Your ever youthful head, because he doesn't age.
Speaking of demonic, we got word from Viz Media that they're going to translate and sell the JoJo spin-off.
Yeah, the crazy heart, demonic heart attack. Or
Yeah,
something like that,
demonic heartbreak.
which is good. I read the first couple of chapters, and I think we can talk about more in length there because I didn't. I kind of fell off it because I fell. I forgot the website that
that was
keep
on.
updating it.
Yeah.
I fell off it. So now it would be great to read it like as a whole and see where it goes.
Yeah.
I had no spoilers on it whatsoever.
Nobody
Nobody really talks about it, I think, on the Reddit or
no, not really. They
or
just
on Twitter,
knew
I
it
guess.
happened, and that was about it.
It's like only hardcore JoJo fans follow that, like us.
They had 2 volumes of
I thought
it.
you said 3. Was it 2?
Or no, maybe it was 3. Maybe it was 2 or 3. I couldn't remember. But it'd be nice if they just sell it to us in one like big, like thick omnibus. You know, it'd be nice just to
Actually,
buy
not
it
me.
once.
I'm a kind of guy who likes getting like volumes.
Oh, yeah?
Instead of having a big. Even though I mean, if push comes to shove, that's the only way to read something is in an omnibus form. I'll read it, but I like to collect individual volumes because it's easier to read. I don't have to
Nice.
hold a fucking big ass textbook that's breaking my arms, even though I'm fucking, I use my arms a lot at work. So now I gotta hold a big ass book open. But it's fine. That's why I like just holding it out like a regular comic book and just, reading it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I was just thinking that because they print JoJo and the 2-in-1s anyway.
It would be a lot easier if you just had released all of it at once too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just get it over with.
So where would you put it on your shelf? Would you put it like at the end with the spin-offs, or would you put it up like
omnibus?
before part 4?
Like omnibuses. Like if it was
Like
an
let's
omnibus?
say it's like
Oh.
just look. It looks just
Right-
like the regular JoJo
No,
manga. That
right
they,
now on my manga shelf, I just put it in alphabetical order. So thus spoke Rohan's separate from JoJo. So
Oh really?
I might do that with Crazy Heart Attack. If it says doesn't have JoJo in the front of it, then I'll
It
probably
does say JoJo.
then I'll put it at the very end of the JoJo lineup. That's what I'll do.
Really interesting.
Yeah, because it's not a main series; it's spin-offs, and so I'll just put it at the end.
I kind of have my manga split up into well, I have 2 different bookshelves. And then after I bought the Claymore off of you, that I don't have room to put that up on anything. It's
That's
just
why-
still sitting in that box.
You know what's funny? I had that pile stacked up on next to my bed, and that's where I put my lamp whenever I read my book. So now I gotta grab that Naruto pile and put it next to my
I'm
bed.
so mad. That's funny. What else? What else do we want to talk
All
about?
right.
There's
I guess we try much talk about everything about this chapter has to offer. Really,
there's new lore. There's more appearances of Rohan. I remember saying what if we just never fucking see him again? And you were like, that's possible. And
we're fools. Araki loves Rohan so much. What do you mean this is going to be the last time we see Rohan? I take it back. We're going to see him a couple times. I'm going to say we see him at least 2 more times before the end of this arc. He's going to probably show up at the end.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. So one thing that I keep coming back to, I think it's like the 2nd or 3rd chapter of JojoLands when they get the assignment in the first place from Meryl McHugh, and Jodio's narrating, and he says something like, "Nothing could have prepared us for what was going to happen that day," and I'm like, oh. Here we are, like a year later, and the day's over.
It wasn't a year. It wasn't a year
what's
later.
going? So what are you talking about?
Yeah, it wasn't a year later. It was, but that was
a year for us.
Oh yeah. So we just went. Well, I don't know if the day's still over yet because that plane ride. This is the next
Right.
island. So
I hope next chapter they go home and we have dinner.
Yeah.
They have dinner with
So
their mom.
This was the day that you were. So this was the day that you were hyping us up, Jojo. Not a lot happened.
Right.
Well, yeah, like 3 stand fights, pretty much.
Yeah.
Jodio, with Rohan, and the 3 cats, and then this guy. But that's a standard day in JoJo. So
Yeah, that is a
this
standard
day
day.
we weren't prepared. We're like, oh, it's just another day in the JoJo for a JoJo Star
That's
guy.
probably about the implications of what happened this day.
Yeah, they did find the rock. It's going to change their lives forever, apparently.
Yeah, I just want to know if the Rock is going to be part of an arc and then they do something else,
It's going to be the entire
or if this is
going to
be the entire fucking story.
You heard what he said at the beginning. This is a story how I became filthy fucking rich, and this whole rock is going to make him rich.
Yeah, and then we had reminders. This is a story about how only one guy got rich.
Really?
Yeah, it was like 2 chapters ago or something.
Oh,
It
shit.
showed another
Someone's gonna die.
dark picture of Jodio looking fucking menacingly.
It's a common theme that a character or two will sacrifice themselves for the group, and I think it's going to be Dragona.
You think, you know what might be a twist is because, you know, the moral ambiguity of Jodio, I think, is like probably the most ambiguous.
What do you mean?
Sorry.
No.
Most of the JoJos are like good people, right?
Oh, this guy.
But this guy is probably the most selfish one. I mean, like, kind of him and Johnny probably tied for that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I wonder if he does some bad shit, like sacrifice Dragona or something.
I want to say Johnny was that bad of a guy. He just kind of got tempted by this pussy that he was fucking. Like, be mean to that guy. And like, oh, okay. I'll be mean to her, babe. Hey, buddy, I'm rich. Get out of the way. But I stood here in line for 3 days, and my sister's having eye surgery.
He's like, that doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm trying to get that pussy over there, dude. You got a woman around you? No, I'm rich. I'm the JoJo kid.
No.
So he was kind of tempted, but and you know, I don't think
He was humbled.
I don't think Jodio's that bad too. He just sells drugs. And everyone sells drugs in America. So,
But he also has antisocial personality disorder or something like
so
that.
does Giorno. Kind
Yeah, Giorno's definitely on the spectrum. I believe that 100%. I think they're all probably on the spectrum a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I think Jotaro is probably a little autistic.
I mean, you're gonna have to be a little bit autistic to be a detective. You know. You gotta point out,
Speaking of, I've been watching Monster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's done by the same guy who did Pluto.
Never.
The 20th Century Boys.
Okay, I know that.
All right. Did I tell you about Monster?
You probably have, but I probably
my
forgot.
God. There's this detective in Monster who is definitely fucking like... He's got the tism bad, but I love him. His name is Lunge or
What he said.
Lange.
He got the tism
Lunge.
something bad.
Listen. All right, so long story short, Monster is about a doctor who is a yes man who just kind of follows his corrupt boss. But one day, like, his morals are challenged, and he goes in to save this kid, do an emergency operation on this kid, and then the mayor of the town comes in with an aneurysm, and they're like, Dr. Tenma, we need you to operate on this guy. And he's like, you know what? I'm tired of the bourgeois class buying their way out of, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to operate on this kid. And then the kid, like, grows up to be, like, a serial killer and like an awful person. Woo. And the mayor dies, and he gets Dr. Tenma gets like convicted of murders that he didn't commit, and so then the rest of the show is him tracking down the kid that he operated on to kill him.
Why?
Because he brought that monster back to life.
Oh,
so he's got to. Anyway, there's a detective.
He's got to put him down.
He's got to put him down. So there's
All
a detective named Lunge who is like obsessed with Dr. Tenma. He's like believes that he killed all these different people, but who really killed all those people was the kid that Dr. Tenma saved, named Johan. But he does this thing, right? When he talks to people, he types with his hand. Like, he's just right here like this.
So wait, does he not have a voice? He just speaks to a
No, he has a voice. He talks. But, like, he will take notes mentally by typing with his hand. And people are like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, don't let it bother you. It is how I remember things.
That is pretty smart.
It's
like those people who, like, wear, like, a chalkboard around their neck and they got to know. That's messed up. I'm sorry.
Dude, I had a teacher when I was in college who wore his iPhone, like, 12 plus, 8 plus, or whatever, on a lanyard, and he would like lift it up and like look at it. And it would be like on his neck, and he'd be like leaving the fucking his like Safari open to some like random stuff, and his phone would bang around and just open random things, and he'd be teaching while this is going on.
Is he an old person?
Yeah, dude, he's like in his 80s.
Something about watching old people with smartphones is kind of fun, Because I have a dad who just like looks at his phone like that, just straight up in the air, and then he types with one finger.
He's like, eh.
It's adorable.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta love it. They weren't meant for that generation.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then again, you see some old people just go bop, 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 and just start typing like normal people. It's like, damn.
Yeah, but anyway, oh my god, let me tell you one more thing about this Lunge guy. So he's after Dr. Tenma, and he comes across a troupe of Japanese businessmen, and this takes place in Germany in like the mid to late 90s.
Oh, okay. Period piece.
Yeah. So he's like, it would be a good opportunity for me to hang out with these Japanese people so I could get into the mind of a Japanese man. Like Dr. And then he says, I am Japanese. I'm a Japanese man. I am Dr. Tenma. Domo. Like
Who's this detective? Like, is he Japanese?
No, I'm sorry. Dr. Tenma is Japanese.
Okay. Oh,
But the detective is German.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I've been enjoying. Eric, what have you been enjoying recently?
Crossplay love.
We're still reading Crossplay Love.
Yeah, that's like the one thing I'm keeping up. I mean, I still trying to keep up with Zom 100 and Witch Hat Atelier, but Crossplay Love is like that book that like, okay, I'm gonna pick it up and immediately read. Like,
I love that.
Every time there's a new issue, I gotta read it because even though it's not great, it's still like an interesting concept that I want to keep seeing like unfold. Even though there are some stuff. If you guys don't know what Crossplay Love is, it's about this high school delinquent and this nerd who cross dresses and they fall in love with each other, but they don't know each other's identity.
So they fall in love with each other as their
girl part,
as their girl persona.
As their girl persona. Yeah, the nerd gets a job as a waitress at a maid cafe.
Okay.
The delinquent sees her through the window and is like, "Oh man, I want to talk to her, but I don't want to be the one guy who goes into a maid cafe because that's what weirdos do." And they do kind of joke on that, where like she's waiting people, and so a lot of them are like nerdy guys that just want to talk to girls. So he doesn't want to be that weirdo that goes into a maid cafe alone just to talk to maids. So he puts on a girl persona because that's normal. Like, a girl just wants to go and get a coffee, and that's how they hit off. They become friends. In their girl personas, but at school in their guy personas, they don't like each other. The delinquent hates nerds because they're all like wimpy and they don't talk right because they're always so muttering. And of course the nerd doesn't like the delinquents because they're always so brash and loud and stuff. But it's fun because some chapters it's like they're both in their girl personas interacting, and sometimes it's the delinquent in the girl persona and the nerds in his guy and they're interacting, and then it's the nerds in his boy persona, or the nerds in his girl persona, and you got the delinquent, by himself. And sometimes it's just both of them in their boy personas, just trying to interact with each other. It's interesting. It goes back and forth around. It's a little too gay for me. Like, I know, because this is a BL manga. It's a little gay because it's because I don't know. A lot of character motivations are happening because like. This guy wants me to do something and he's flashing his cute eyes. I can't say no to something so cute. That's a lot of like a character's like motivation for doing something. Another character flashes their like please and like, oh, I can't say no to that, and then they just do it, and it's like, come on, guys, you can't think of another reason. Like it's like a recurring thing. And,
so it's like a very like cheap like plot device.
Yeah,
that it's overused. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and there's way more guy characters, which is fine because it's a BL story.
Right.
But they're always like, this guy's into that guy. Or like, I don't know. It's a little too gay for me. But
Eric's like, I gotta read the new issue of Crossplay Love.
Because sometimes there's a chapter where like, you know what, this is the right amount of gay for this type of story. But then sometimes it gets like a little too gay. Like guys are always glomping on each other. It's like, oh,
it's very fan servicey, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I don't think you mean gay. I think you mean fan service.
It's like how I tell people, like, you know what, Steven Universe is a little too gay for me, but then like, what's that one? The Owl House. That's good. That's how it should be.
I've not watched the Owl House.
Oh, I've
heard it's very good.
It's good. It's really good.
Oh man,
but Steven Universe got too gay.
Steven Universe got too. Oh come on.
It's hard. It's mostly like a personal thing, really. Like if you want to see something like that, it's fine. But sometimes it's like how I am with romance stories, a little too much goosh, like cutesy, nice stuff.
So before anybody comes to say that Eric is homophobic,
I'm like actively reading a BL. It's not my first BL story either. I've also read GLs too. So
he just he's just saying that
Sometimes a
a
little,
little too much romance, a little too much glomping.
a little too much cutesy ooh
Yeah,
thing is.
I
like,
feel that. I totally understand. I was one time I watched this GL called Citrus. Have you
never
heard of that
it,
one?
No.
That's these two girls go to an all girls school together, and there's like a hard ass like class president that the main character girl was really into or whatever. But then like a couple episodes in, you find out that they end up being stepsisters.
Oh, what? This is
Because
a GL?
yeah, it's a GL.
No.
Yeah.
Is there other GL couples?
What?
Is there another GL couple?
And Citrus?
Yeah.
No,
Or is it
no,
just,
it's just them.
just the cousins or the step?
Yeah,
siblings?
it's just the step siblings.
All right. Well, you lost me. I'm done with that. Okay, we can stop right there.
I don't know. I thought it was a fun social dynamic.
I don't. That's fine. You,
There you go,
whatever
guys. You,
do-
can cancel both of us for separate total things. Let's see here.
Why the-
I don't want to end on that.
Yeah, of course we can. I've also been reading Black Lagoon. I really
nice.
love
That's the other good pirate show.
Oh my god, this is modern
Pirate
pirates
manga.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
But the not the the terrorist kind, the mercenary kind pirates.
Okay.
Not the pirates that actually go out and like kill and plunder.
Not like Hootie
but they're
Chalamet.
Mercenary. Huh?
Not like Hootie Chalamet.
Who's that?
He's-
Chalamet?
Hootie Chalamet. He's like this thing. What's what Luffy do? You know, like the thirst trap
No, I never.
TikToks
No,
of the
you know I don't
pirates who
do-
were like
You know I don't do
really,
TikTok.
really. Well, they made news. So
Well, you know I don't follow the news.
yeah, those vampiric liberals sucking people's
them
souls
liberals
through the
and them
goddamn
conservatives.
television.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, but yeah, I'm a big fan of the anime, so I wanted to read the manga, which is weird because like the episodes and the chapters don't line up as well. Like I was reading an arc in the first volume, like this is supposed to be a season finale.
Oh.
Why is it the second story arc?
is that one of those shows that has the anime came first and then they made a manga adaptation after it?
You know, I'm not sure. I didn't
Because
but
those
the-
ones
the
always
manga,
read weird.
Well, the manga is still going to this far. It's just one of those slow.
Because I know
ones.
the anime stopped.
Anime stopped. Yeah. On a good note, I think it's a good show.
I never finished it, but
Oh my god! So you didn't see the two creepy murder children?
I guess not.
You want to be really fucked up and creeped out? Watch that arc.
Yeah.
Two murderous little kids named Hansel and Gretel. That's been well, let's say they had a very terrible childhood that I don't want to get into. They were forced into the adult film business, you know, and was appearing in snuff films. It's really they had a really fucked up childhood.
Jeez,
So they start
man.
going around murdering all these people in the underworld, and they do it in such a creepy way. The Hansel and Gretel arc is fucked me up when I was a kid. But
Whoa.
so yeah, check out Black Lagoon, check out Crossplay, check out Citrus if you're into that.
Monster.
Sure.
Monster's so good, dude.
Yeah. I'll look into it. You know, I'm a manga guy. I'll check.
I just bought the first volume actually.
I'll have to look at it then.
Yeah.
See what it looks like.
Yeah, it's good. It's I forget the author's name, but he draws only like 4 types of faces.
Oh, it's one of those manga. It's
Yeah.
like reading a shoujo all over again. A
Oh
shoujo
my
manga all
gosh.
over again.
Yeah, but I like his style. Oh my gosh, I just met this
Well,
dude named Grimmer.
I'll take a look at it.
And Monster, he's such a good. God, it's so good.
So
I don't know. Was there anything else that I've been reading that I kind of want to plug? Usogi. I've been reading Usogi little bit by little bit.
Yeah, you told me about that one.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Is that the one with the twin brothers that make out?
No.
Oh, maybe that's a different one. Oh wait, that's the JoJo. Oh, the guy that worked with JoJo.
No, the twin brothers, that's Michi and Dolly. But they don't make out.
Incest vibes though.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. You know, Japanese people are into that.
Yeah.
I watched Horror on Host Club.
Oh. Yeah. That was a good one. When season 2
I mean,
came
I'll
out.
believe you, but just that alone is to turn off for me.
No, but Usogi is written by Araki's student, and the art is a little rough at first, but then it gets like crazy fucking beautiful later on. And I'm at the part where it starts to get pretty good, like art wise. It's a
Really?
gambling manga.
Okay.
It's like
Is this any supernatural or is it just gambling?
no supernatural.
Okay,
It's just gambling.
that's fine.
Gambling with like secret societies that are dedicated to like
because you don't know with manga or anime, like you think something's normal, and then all of a sudden, like ghosted stuff starts appearing,
my
and you're like,
God.
oh my lord!
takes a left turn.
Something takes a left turn in the lore.
Yeah. But Usogi's cool. It's like if you mixed like original Yu-Gi-Oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and like Secret Society, like Men in Black together, because their gambles that they play are like explained the same way that stand battles are.
Oh my!
They're
lord.
like, I was thinking this guy knew I was holding this card, so I did this, and that made him think that this way, and then I, circled around, and I don't know. It's a fun.
That's
read.
a classic, like a sports anime or manga thing where
It
really delves into the inner monologue of each move a person makes. It's pretty good. I like
agree.
that. I mean, Slam Dunk's pretty good.
I got to read some Slam Dunk. I was very impressed with what I watched.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Because the manga would really like makes it better. Like, I mean, it's one of the. I will say the anime does work, but the manga just works even better because especially if you're into art and like character poses and like you really as you're reading the pages, you really feel like the game is moving. Like,
That's so cool.
It's a good momentum. Like whenever they pass the ball, it's always a good little pose or like you see like the where the ball has been kind of thing. It's pretty good.
Nice. Watching some of that made me like watch basketball, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Basketball is good.
Basketball is very good.
It's like it's a thing like where like I used to be that kind of nerd who was all like, sports not for me. But then I read Slam Dunk or watched it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe there's something to sports that I'm missing. And then when you actually like sit down and like watch sports and like understand what's going on, you're like, oh, you know what? This is fun to watch. It's a lot of fun little energy octane stuff.
It is. It is.
But except, I mean, I still don't like football though.
You just need to read some Eye Shield 21, and then you're playing.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
All right. Well, I think we can stop it here. You feel good about that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Thundercross.
Thank you for spooning in.
Splitcast. We will be back next month with another chapter review and probably another 30 extra minutes of us talking about stuff that we have read.
Sounds
I don't know. Make sure you check out sister podcast, Book Club from Planet Zero.
Oh yeah, the Planet Zero. Want to hear me talk about like American comic books? You can go right there.
That's right.
A little bit. I talk a little bit of manga there though too. But if you want to talk about like DC and Marvel stuff, head over there.
They have a good episode where they chart out their dream character list for Injustice 3 that I really like.
Oh yeah, there's also that one episode where my co-host, my guest co-host, turned into a blue person and it got really scary.
Yeah, he had to use the bathroom real bad that time.
Yeah, he almost like chopped my legs off. But yeah, see us there. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, or something like that.
Yeah.
And good night.
Good night. Oh, also check out our One Piece podcast. It's called 3 Piece. It's coming out soon.
The only One Piece podcast hosted by 3 people, probably.
Yeah. Whoa. Jesus Christ, Christian. I'm gonna let y'all imagine what he just showed us on that phone.
Well, oh,
do you hear him?
Nice. Oh, okay.
Can you send that to the Meacher? I think she would want to see that. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Thunder, Sweet Water!